AC. Um, what you think about who gets the better privileges? Light skin blacks or the dark skin blacks?
Privileges,
Yeah.
just in general.
Just in general, just life in general, as far as workforce, um, on the street,
Right.
anything.
Hmm. In general, for the most part, would be like light skin, just because that's just this perception. You have someone that's they'll say comments like, "Oh, that person is pretty for a dark skinned person, or for someone that's blacker, I mean darker, excuse me." So in that instance, yes, it will probably be the light skinned, lighter folks have more privilege. Their look, they're more smiled upon. I think that's a word for it.
B. What about you?
As a 70-something-year-old person, I would say light skin.
What would you say, light skin?
What I've seen over the years, I've seen back in the late 50s, early 60s, and even on, how a lot of light skinned people were passing for whites. And they were getting the good jobs because they had the good hair. You even go back to slavery times. The lighter skinned people in the house, most of the dark skinned folks were in the field. They got treated better. They even even today they still get treated a little better. Not as bad as it used to be, but like I told you the story one time, there's an associate of mine that went down to Virginia to a family reunion she'd never been. And she's a little lighter than me, which I ain't a whole lot like, but I ain't, I'll leave it alone. But anyway, she went down there, met a new family and this and that. You know what they told her?
What?
Don't you bring your black ass down here no more. Because almost everybody down there was damn near red, almost white. Right. They were Negroes,
Mm-hmm.
African American, whatever. I seen it on jobs when I was going to high school, Douglas High School. Had a light skinned counselor. Anybody that was darker than her, she did not try to help you to go to school or this, that, or point you into any scholarships to point you to do the right thing. But if you were brown skin and light, she gave you all the opportunity was out there. The darker skinned people, not dark, but brown skin, she always talked about trade school or you want to do something with your hands or this or that. Never towards college, but always towards light skinned people. Always. Light skinned folks have always got treated better than dark skinned folks. I don't know whether Mr. Bobo thinks that's closer to them or whatever, but it's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact. And like I said, you start back with slavery time. The lighter ones were in the house, darker ones were in the field. And that got carried on for some reason. You talk about discrimination, black on black discrimination. I think it's worse than the white discrimination ever will be. But we never talk about it. I've seen that happen a lot. Down there, black brothers and sisters like crazy. But we won't talk about it. I remember about 30 years ago when they tried to bring the subject up one day. You know what the black leader said then? We need to keep our dirty linen in the house.
Why not talk about it?
That's what I'm talking about. Why not talk about it? It was out there.
Right.
Okay? You go back to Rosa Parks. All you hear about, she's the first one that got locked up on the bus. She wasn't the first one. There's a lady named Coleman. She got locked up before Rosa Parks. And they were both in the same NAACP committee. But this other young lady, she had nappy hair. She was brown, a little brown skin, and she was pregnant. And that wouldn't have been a good image. And Rosa Parks, go back and look in your Google. Rosa Parks' exact words were, if the white media ever got a hold of this story, that she was the first one, they would have had to feel that. Okay? But Rosa Parks presented a better appearance than the other lady. But Rosa Parks was not the first one. Like I said, Google it. Go anywhere you want to go, you'll see Rosa Parks was not the first one. That's the first one we heard about.
Hey, what about you? Who gets the most privileges, light skinned blacks or dark skin? And why?
Well, well, before I answer that question, just want to talk about some of the people I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of light-skinned brothers. I know a lot of dark-skinned brothers, and I do know that there's a difference between, my light-skinned buddies and my dark-skinned buddies. So my light-skinned brothers that I know, I'm really good friends with. Those are the ones that spend a lot of time in the barbershop. Those are the ones that get their manicures and they get their pedicures. I've never had a mani or pedi before. Nothing wrong with it. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But I do know that my light-skinned friends, they spend more time, dressing for the corporate America image, And I do know a lot of other light-skinned brothers that work in office settings as opposed to, your general contractors, your blue-collar workers and things like that. So, based on that, I can say that I don't have any facts or anything like that. It's just my thought. I really can say that I really believe that the fair-skinned fellas, are given exceptions and stuff, when it comes to certain jobs, And I don't know what it is about that. We can talk about, what happened in the past, like, like Mr. B just spoke about, but I don't have any facts about that. But I do know that a lot of light-skinned brothers are in office settings. You see a lot of them, running corporate America. As far as my dark-skinned fellas, I know a lot of those guys too, and they have just regular jobs. They have jobs where they driving trash trucks. They're delivery drivers. They're doing more manual labor. They're mechanics and things like that. I mean, they're making a good living. It's just that from what I've seen, based on my friends, it seems like the blue collars are the dark skin, and the white collars would be the light and fair skinned fellows.
Okay.
Now I do agree about being 70-something years old.
Mhm.
It hasn't gotten better in the last 10 years.
Damn, only 10?
Yeah, 10 years or so. 10, 15 years, yeah. You
That's
see more
still
people,
not
you see more black,
long.
more darker skins getting decent jobs. But the other ones used to be up here.
Right.
You see them in presidential companies.
Mm-hmm.
You see them in charge, this, that, more than that. I mean some real darkies. Okay, but you didn't see 20 years ago. You didn't see them up front. They were always in the background. But you see more and more now up front.
I remember when I was a young lad during that time. I would say like in around the mid 90s, early 80s. I say like around 89 to the mid 90s. I went to Pimlico Middle School. If anybody not familiar with Pimlico, it's over
Mhm.
Park Heights. Okay.
Yep.
Northern Parkway. Now it turned
Mhm.
to a police station. Look it up.
Yep, that's
Close
Mhm.
to Jewtown. Look it up.
Jews down on the other side.
Mhm.
On the other side now. They used to be
Yes,
on this
sir.
side. Now they're
Yes.
on that side.
Yes, sir.
Up towards
Straight
Slade
up.
Avenue and all
Yeah,
that.
way up.
Yeah.
Now I remember back then. I'm pretty sure a lot of women, especially now that they're older, heard of a brother named Albie Shore,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember the magazine Word Up
Yep.
with all the rappers with salt and pepper in them and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Now you can tell I'm up there in age because I'm talking about salt and pepper. Come on.
You're older than me, yeah. You ought to know.
Yeah, I mean, so the light-skinned girls wouldn't talk to the dark-skinned brothers at all. It was like the darkies, all the darkies from the males and the females, right? They on one side, all the light-skinned and the caramels over here to the left. So it's like, it's sectioned. I mean, but we still communicating, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's all, everybody's side on whose side they want to be on, right? So I'm trying to holler at a light-skinned girl, right? Oh, your hair not curly enough. Or your skin not light enough. Or your hands not pretty enough. Or your hair is not wavy enough. You got that nigga shit. I don't want that. I want a dude with pretty curly hair. But then when you see a brother, I'm pretty sure y'all remember this back in the day, the S curl and the Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when a brother decide to get the S curl or the Duke curl, that's when the sister, the light skinned sister, wanna holler at the brother. Because they swear up and down, as soon as they see that curly shit, you got that Indian shit in your blood. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing they say.
Indian.
You got
Yep.
Indian in your
They're
family.
Indian.
Like, oh, I like that nigga.
Mm.
And speaking of nigga, why do we call ourselves nigga all the time? What's up, nigga? What's going on, nigga? What's good, my nigga? How you be, my nigga? But then when you got a white person call you a nigger,
You want to kill him.
you ready to kill him. What's up with that, Mr.
Mr.
B?
A, because I've been
Oh,
trying to
Mr.
figure
A.
it out for years.
Mr. A, what's up, man?
Well, the first thing, I don't agree with using the word. So, and I've been around a while, and
Mm-hmm.
I have 50-year-old friends, and they still call each other nig, but what they say, my nigga.
Right.
So, growing up in the mean streets of Baltimore, we use the term all the time. So, the reason why black men use the term is because we use the word, totally different than Mr. Bobo.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you really think about the English language, and let's really think about this. So we have words in the English language that sound the same, but they have totally different meanings. Something as simple as blue. Okay, that's a color.
Mm-hmm.
The wind blew, and there's so many other different words, in the English language where, they all sound the same and they have different meanings.
Mm-hmm.
So what black folks have done, they've taken that word and we gave it an entirely different meaning. So now whenever the word is used amongst us, black men, we took that word and we, like I said, we rebuilt it, so to speak. We took the negative out of that meaning
Mm-hmm.
and we put something positive back into it. So we replaced a negative with a positive, because it's just a word.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, you can look in the dictionary, there are lots of words that sound the same and they have different meanings. So that's what we did. If Bobo can use one word and have different meanings, why can't we?
Now let me ask you this though, Mr. A. Would you get offended if a brother called you a nigga?
It depends on how he's using the word. Remember, the word has multiple definitions.
Right,
It depends
right.
on his use of the word.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's saying nigga like my homeboy, which is the definition that we as black men, we gave that word.
Mm-hmm.
If he's using it in that content, then yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, what's up, my nigga? That's how we greet. So we'll say, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? But if he's looking at me and he's trying to be, offensive, or if he's trying to call me out of character, or he's trying to be aggressive and say, you a damn nigga, then we got a problem, because his intent was to be hurtful and, with the way he used that word.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a problem.
Right.
But I've never heard another black man call another man a nigger based on that definition,
Mm-hmm.
So it's about how we use words. That's all it's about. It's about words. I mean, there's a lot of other words out here that are offensive. It's
Right.
not just that.
Mm-hmm.
Asshole, that's offensive. Dumbass, that's offensive. There's a lot of other words that are hurtful as well, and they can inflict the same type of damage. So, but because of the history of the word, I don't use it. Because now when I was younger, but I understood it when I was younger. But when you get older, you start to think and you're like, you know what, maybe we should just get rid of that word. But that word is like a plague. I mean, it's spread like wildfire. So you can't get rid of it. But if it was up to me, yeah, I would get rid of that word. Not only that word, I would get rid of all these other hurtful words. Because it's not just that one, it's tons of other words. You know what I mean? But getting back to the original point, you know, we use the word in a different context than something else. So that's why it's more accepted by black men, because we use the word totally different than Mr. Bobo. If that makes sense.
Cool. AC, I got a question to ask. Would you call a white person a nigga?
Nah.
Why wouldn't you call him a nigga? Like, let's just say, like, you cool with the white person, right? What's up, my nigga? What's good with you? And they use the same language. They down, all that. They got the swag. They understand the lingo. They listen to all the rap songs. They even talk like us. You know what I'm saying? And would you still would just like, hey, what's up, my friend? What's good with you? Or you'd be like, what's up, my nigga? What's cracking with you?
So in my opinion, I just don't walk up to people and say that. So I would just say, hey, what's going on? Or say their name or something like that. But I don't just walk up to people and say that. That's just highly offensive. If I don't really know you, first of all, that's not the type of language I generically just use and walk around and say. Two, if I don't really, well, yeah, you down, well, I'm assuming that I would know you or whatever, but that's not something I just walk up as an introduction and say, that's not me. I greet people, hey, good morning, so-and-so, or hey, what's up, or what's going on, or something like that. I just won't walk up and just say that, and it's just not my style, personally. So, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, and that's for anybody in general, though. Like, when I come in here, I just don't walk up to Bob and I'm gonna say that, like, hey, what's up? Like, what? That'll take you back, like, wait a minute. You said what? Because that's uncharacteristic about me, so it'd be like, what's up with her? So, nah, I wouldn't say that.
What about you, Mr. B? Would you call a white person a nigga?
Probably not,
Why wouldn't you call him a nigga?
because I associate the word nigger as being something very offensive and something that they have called us from slavery time. Very derogatory.
Okay, I dig it.
Okay.
Would you use that terminology, period, towards your folk kind, or
Now I do
period?
use it, but I use it when I go around family members and we have cookouts. I'm in the house.
Yeah.
I'll say to my brother or my nephews, "How my niggas doing?" That's about the only time I use it.
So you use it as a family gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I don't use it outside the family, usually.
I can dig it.
Now I come into work sometimes. I'll be joking when nobody's around, but 2 or 3 of us say, "How you doing, my nigga?" And they know I'm only joking. Okay?
Right. I mean, that's just how we do,
Yeah,
because
but that's as far
we
as it
can
goes.
relate,
But as
right.
far as using it out in the street and then on every day on a regular basis, no, I don't use it.
Oh.
No.
Have I ever used the terminology nigga around white folks? Yes, my family,
Mm-hmm.
because I have white family members. You know what I'm saying? And I also have native family members. You know what I'm saying? So I call all of them niggas.
Right.
Even if you're one of my close friends, what's up, my nigga? It's just a matter of mutual respect, especially on the street. We use it as a swag. Like Mr. A said, we use it as a swag, a greet or a gesture, friendly gesture. There's nothing negative for us that.
But why can't a white person use that as
Well,
just something friendly?
well, because
I got to jump in on this.
okay, you go ahead, then I'll finish. Go ahead, man.
So he said, why can't Mr. Bobo use the word the way we use the word? And it's really simple. It's because this is our culture.
Okay.
They don't understand.
Mhm.
This is how we communicate.
Right,
My brothers,
right.
they're not our brothers. They are brothers.
Oh, I know
but
the answer, but
they're
I want
not-
to see what you had to say.
Yeah, but they're not our
Mhm.
brothers.
Mhm.
So they're not privy to certain things. You get
Mhm.
access, but you get limited access.
Right.
Good way to put it.
We're not gonna let you know everything because we don't look at you as one of us. The same
Mhm.
way you look at us as not being one of you.
Facts.
So that's why they can't use the word the way we use the word. Because this is something that we've done. This is our thing. Just like Mexicans, they call each other essays. We
Mhm.
don't use that term either. That's something that's within their culture. Their essays. Black people, my nigga. Even though I don't really like the word, but it's in the culture. I wish we can change it because as I get older, I wish I can change that. But I'm good with it. But I wish I could change it, but I'm okay with it. If that answers your question.
How do y'all feel about the white rappers using our lingo and our swag? How y'all feel about that?
Hmm.
Now, mind you, they stole our identity, okay? They stole our language. Hell, they even put clothes on our motherfucking asses. You know what I'm saying? We don't know who we are. Now, we decide to pick up a swag. Like Mr. A said. We called it hip-hop, okay? That stems from all the slavery and the oppression, and it's about the black struggle, or whatever type of struggle that these people went through, as far as being poor and being around poverty. Now, the white folks trying to be hip to it. They trying to be hip to it. They trying to be down with the culture, which is all fine and dandy. But then when they drop that M-bomb, is it offensive or isn't it offensive? Even though they understand the culture. What y'all think?
Well, I can tell you like this. So, I'm a big fan of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm from the 80s hip hop, 90s hip hop in the early 2000s. So, looking back, I remember a few white rappers. You know, I'm not talking about your the regular white rappers that everyone know about. You also had a group called what's the name of that group? God, his name was MC Search.
I knew you was gonna say third base.
Third base.
Third base.
MC Search, and the other guy, his name was, I think it was Pete. I can't remember.
I forgot his name, but I remember
Yeah,
Search.
but, yeah. Now he was an okay white rapper. Of course, you have your Beastie Boys, but they were always pop. You know, it wasn't real hip hop. They actually made heavy metal music. You know,
Mhm.
so when they signed with Def Jam, it was Def Jam putting it out there, you know, for them to make a hip hop album.
They got
And
white
made
rappers
that.
out there.
Yeah. But that wasn't their calling. Their calling was pop, heavy metal, and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
they made a hip hop album, and
Which
it
was good.
It was
Which
pretty
was good. It was a good album.
It was produced by Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
It was
If
produced-
anybody remember Rick Rubin, look him up.
Yeah, and he's a white guy.
Yep. And he loves hip hop.
He loves hip hop. He's a great guy. He actually produced a lot of hip hop artists. You know, your LL Cool J's, your Run DMC's, everyone that was on the Def Jam label.
Check out Crush Groove, y'all. Crush Groove.
That was a really good movie. Here's another really good movie with hip hop. It's called Beat Street.
Hell yeah.
Beat Street.
Beat Street was
Here's
that
another
shit.
good one. Crush
Mhm.
Groove.
Mm-hmm.
Crush
Hell
Groove. And
yeah.
Breaking.
Hell yeah.
Breaking was another.
Hell
But getting
yeah.
back to the white rappers. So now the only issue I have with white rappers are the white rappers who were not white rappers before they made the songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the thing about hip hop, you talked about white folks stealing the culture. See, the thing about hip hop is that when you ask a black guy, what does hip hop mean to you? You know, we have a story to tell because that's what hip hop was. Hip hop was about our lives. You know, everything we did every day, what we would see walking down the street. You know, whether it was people hustling, you know, drug dealers, you know, people playing basketball, whatever. That's what we rapped about. It was
Mhm.
our lifestyle. But when you have a white rapper that lives in Beverly Hills, you know, got a Ferrari at 19 years old, and you know, he had nothing, no knowledge of the culture, then one day he make a rap album. So that's not hip hop to me. You know, that's just a person making a song. You know, it's for the money. It's for the profits and stuff. It's not about hip hop. But I don't have an issue with the genuine white people that grew up with the culture. You know, but the ones I have a problem with are the ones that know nothing about the culture. They sign to a record deal. Somebody make a track for them, and somebody write their lyrics for them. Because we have plenty of ghostwriters out here that people don't know about. A lot of these artists today don't write their own music. They use ghostwriters. You know what I mean? And then you have other producers that'll write songs and sell them to other artists to perform. You know, Beyonce don't write most of her stuff. You know, a lot of these artists don't write their own material. And the person that produces the song, writes the song, is the one that really make the money because they're collecting royalties for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't have a problem with music if it's real and if it's genuine. If you don't know the culture, you can't sing about the culture. So that's telling me somebody wrote your damn lyrics for you. Because if you don't know the struggle, there's no way you can rap about the struggle. And that's how I feel about it.
You know, when you mentioned about ghostwriting, I'm pretty sure y'all remember the dude Vanilla Ice.
Mm-hmm.
Ice, baby. Do 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 do. I mean, some of his material was on In Living Color. How remember how Jim Carrey imitated Joe, and he had that crazy ass haircut and all that other goofy shit. But the song was a hit. Now I had the tape. Now check it out. It's called Ice Baby. Real talk. It's a good album.
Mm-hmm.
And Peep Gang, the dude can dance his ass off like MC Hammer,
Right.
but he's not a rapper. He's more of an actor, a reality personality, or something like that. Robert Van Winkle got his stuff wrote by this rapper called Badass on Death Row Records. Did y'all know that?
No.
Remember that incident when Suge Knight went to Vanilla Ice's house and had them lean over top of the balcony because he wanted the royalties for Badass? Because Badass wasn't getting that money? I'm pretty sure y'all didn't remember that. Look it up. It's on Welcome to Death Row.
Don't you know?
Check it out. And it goes to show you, like, some of these rappers don't know shit about the culture.
No, they don't.
They just learn about the money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all they care about. But then when it comes down to it, and then you have somebody with a banging ass beat, and then you got another motherfucker, and then you got all these motherfuckers co-signing and want you to spit these lyrics. You ain't got shit to spit. Because everything you spit on wax was rope. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna look like a fool? Your record company or you? Chances are high it's gonna be you. Because you the one is out there in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mr. B, how you feel about white rappers in the rap game today?
I don't have an opinion one way or another 'cause I don't think about it.
You don't think about it?
Nope.
What about you, Mr. A?
As I mentioned before, you know, it's about the culture of I call it hip hop. I don't use the word rap. Rap is something you do. The style is hip hop. The style of music it's hip hop music. It's not rap music. It's hip hop. It's a difference. So, like I said, I love hip hop music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like that commercial hip hop music because it's not real. Commercial hip hop, it's all about moving units. It's all about making money. It has nothing to do with the true roots of what hip hop really is. You know what I mean? Hip hop is about what we do every day. It's about telling a story, you know. And I can tell you this: there's a big difference between hip hop of today versus hip hop of yesterday.
Oh yeah, hell yes, big ass.
The hip hop of today is all bullshit, and I said it. Hip hop today is all bullshit because, you know, it's all about shit that's not real. It's all about women twerking, you know, making money, and everybody singing the same shit. It's like the same producers are selling the same fucking songs to a dozen different fucking rappers. It's trap music, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I can't fucking stand trap music. I think it's horrible. You know what I mean? So I don't like it. You know, I'm a true OG to hip hop music. You know, back when we had real hip hop music on the radio. You know, but this garbage that's out today, and I'm sorry if I offend you, but this is the way I feel about it. You know, it's like it's all repetitive. It's like when you listen to one song on the fucking radio, they play another song by a different artist. It sounds like it's the same fucking producer. It's like the same fucking producer making the shit for everybody, and all this shit sounds the same. It all sounds like fucking garbage. You can't fucking understand what the fuck they're saying. You know, they're not talking about shit. You know, so that's why I would play my old school hip hop music. You know, something that I can relate to. You know, call me old, call me whatever the fuck you want. I mean, I'm just not a trap head.
Like I said, I don't think about it one way or another, but I can agree with him.
So, but you know, we don't have, in today, what a lot of white rappers are doing today, they're moving over to the R&B / pop genre of things because they can't compete with the artists that's out today. So now they're coming out, now they're fucking singing and shit. You know, and you know, my thing is, when I first listen to a song, you know, I listen to the melodies first.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the melodies. If I like the melody, right, then I'm going to listen to the lyrics next. But if the melody don't catch me, then I'm not going to listen to the shit. You know, but if I listen to the melody and I like it, and then I play it back and start listening to the lyrics, and I hear you're not talking about shit, I'm not going to like the song either. You know, so I need to like the melodies. I need to like the hooks. I need to like the lyrics and the content of whatever the fuck it is you're singing or rapping about. So it's a lot to this, you know. So yeah, a lot of your rappers they're doing pop now. I mean they're on Billboard Top 100s now, and you know I guess that's like the safe zone for them. So they're probably trying to figure out, okay, so do I continue on this hip hop thing or do I continue with the pop? And I think a lot of those white rappers are doing